Our last interview tonight is with our men's baseball players, Eric, Nick, and Ben. So you guys just came back from Arizona. What's the weather out there like compared to the snow here, I guess?
It was beautiful for every game day, much better than the snow that just came today, but it's what you look forward to when you play baseball. Go out there, blue skies, great weather. Always happy to be out there.
I think you said pretty well.
So you guys have been there, I guess going there during spring breaks for how many years now?
I couldn't even tell you. I mean, at least for this is my third year, so we've been out there every year. But I know it's a big tradition where they always go out there. Arizona, I think like 20, 30 years ago, they might have gone to Florida, and they switch it up. And then every 3 or 4 years, I think every 4 years, the team also does a weekend in California. So we were lucky enough to do that this year. We played a few series at Pomona and Claremont, and went to some alumni were nice enough to host us. So that was a blast also.
So during your stay in California, what was that like to be in a different state and have, again, the nice weather, but also the alumni behind your backs cheering you on and hosting you guys?
It was really cool. It was a big, 7-hour bus ride up to California. So definitely some team bonding on the way there and back. It was cool to play at Pomona College and at Claremont College. As opposed to in Arizona, you're kind of playing on these big complexes with a ton of fields, all stacked next to each other. So it's kind of cool to play at these, at the colleges, which each field kind of has a little more character to it. They have their home fans there as well. And I know a lot of the parents made a point to get out to California this year because it was something different. So we had a really nice showing from our parents there, as well as some other alumni, like Nick said. So it was definitely a really good experience.
And you said that California has been, I guess, a first for you three, right?
Yep.
So what's the difference between going to California this trip and the previous trips you've had just going to Arizona?
Going to California was a little bit different weather. Arizona's dry and you don't really sweat as much, but California was much hotter. But really, it's the same type of feel. It's warm weather. You're with your buddies on the team, ready to play. And it's a different type of baseball out in California, but it's the same thing, really.
Yeah, I think it was a little different this year in terms of travel. You unpack in Arizona, and then 3 or 4 days later, you got to pack everything up, put on a bus, go to California, and barely have time to unpack there before you have to go back to Arizona. So I think the travel affected us a little bit. Just we're sitting on a bus for a few hours and then get off, and you just unpack and packing up. But it was definitely pretty cool, great experience.
And what does that trip do to your team or do for your team?
I think that definitely is sort of where we find our identity as a team a little bit. We're working new players in the lineup constantly. Trying to fill some holes from last year, moving guys around at different positions. So it's definitely a good experience for the younger guys. Getting in the game. Kind of figuring out where they work best. It's huge for our pitchers getting down into the warm weather. To start throwing. As opposed to up here where it's snow in the 40s. That's big for these guys. It's definitely just a great experience for the whole team. All down there in the hotel rooms, hanging out, playing cards. Just spending that 2 weeks together. So it's definitely a really important part of the season for us.
It really gives you a chance to meet some of the guys you haven't had a whole lot of time to spend with, because you're with them all day long, and some of the guys start opening up, and some of the freshmen who haven't really said a whole lot with us start coming out, and it's team chemistry the entire trip. Everybody's close. You're with them all the time, so it brings the team closer together.
That's so nice to hear. And so now that you guys are all here at Wesleyan, what has the team dynamic been like since the trip from Arizona and California?
Everyone's excited to get into our schedule up north, coming into some NESCAC games, and then this past week was a couple big wins for us. Coming off of a tough loss in Arizona, we want to come out and make sure that everybody on the team realizes that we are a good team and don't worry about some of the losses that we've had in Arizona. We need to focus now and get ready for some of the NESCAC games that are coming up.
Yeah, I know. One of the things I think was said the first day we were back here, I think it was actually Andrew Yin, our second baseman, was, the team huddle said, we don't lose up north. So I think that's kind of the mentality that we're taking at this point. You know, we got a big NESCAC series coming up this weekend, and you know we want all 3 of those wins. We want to get off to a good start, and I think we're definitely have that mentality of we want to run the table the rest of the way. We're going to take every game, in conference, out of conference, treat that the same, and just start thinking about that NESCAC title.
And will your parents be coming to watch you guys play in these little threes?
Yeah, I know. I know a lot of we're kind of fortunate to have a lot of people who live relatively close, within an hour or 2 drive. So at least for the past 2 years that I've been around, parents always come up for the NESCAC games on the weekends, and usually provide us with some food for in between games, which is great. I know my parents will be up there this weekend. I know a lot of other people's will too. So it's good to have that support from them, and hopefully we can make them proud.
So last year you guys were quite close to making NESCAC championships. What will you guys be doing to continue that fire to make sure you get into that championship and you win?
We have our game plans that our coaches have come up with us, and we know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, we know where certain points in our game work against certain teams. So it's just application of that and trusting that we are a good team, that we know that if one of our guys doesn't have a great at bat, the next guy behind him, because he's your good teammate, he's going to pick you up and he's going to keep everything going and make sure that the team progresses.
Yeah, I think in terms of motivation, I think the only real motivation we need to claim the title this year is just seeing Amherst dogpile and win the championship on our field last year. That was pretty. I think everyone still remembers that pretty vividly. So I think when everyone's been in the weight room working out, that's what they're thinking of. Just not having that happen again. We want to be the ones holding the trophy on the last day of NESCAC. So.
Yeah, no, totally agree with what Nick just said. Yeah, that was, seeing our rivals, seeing Amherst celebrating on our field, it's definitely something that sticks with me. I know it sticks with a lot of guys. I think we just, we're going to trust ourselves that, we've worked hard in the off season. We have the guys to put something together pretty special this year. We believe that we have, a great pitching staff. We have a great lineup, great hitters, and with some solid defense. I think we really have a good shot at it, and we just gotta believe in that and trust ourselves. So keep working hard.
Well, good luck to you guys, and I hope you guys are holding that flag with little 3.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.